Hello, good afternoon to one and all. This is G.Varsha from TSWREIS JC Girls Adilabad COE. Before going to explain my topic with you, I want to show you some pictures which are related to my topic. Look at this picture. What you are observing in this picture? In this picture, you are observing the place is very cool and covered with ice. Also look at this picture. What you are observing in these pictures? In these pictures, you are observing the land is very hot and covered with desert. So why it is very hot in some places and very cool in some places? How can you able to say that it is very cool and it is very hot? So, I am going to tell you now about temperature. What is temperature? Temperature is a physical experience which tells us about hotness and the coolness. This temperature is measured by different kinds of thermometers. For example, clinical thermometer, digital thermometer and thermistor thermometer. In these thermometers, different types of scales are present and they are Celsius scale, also known as degree of centigrade, denoted as C, Fahrenheit scale, denoted as F, and the Kelvin scale, denoted as K. So this Kelvin scale is also used in international system. So these are the thermometers. In these thermometers, these are the scales which are used to measure the temperature. So the sun is the main source of heat. Whenever we go to the northern part of India, we feel the temperature is low. As well as whenever we go to the southern part of India, we feel the temperature is high. There are many reasons why temperature varies different places on the earth, and why it is often cool in some places and why it is often hot in some places. The sun is the main source of heat, and the places that receive more sun's rays are obviously warmer than those that receive less. So, all affects the temperature in many ways. The sun is the main source of heat, and the places that receive more sun's rays are obviously warmer. So, I want to show you one picture. Look at this picture. What you are observing? In this picture, the violet and the dark blue indicates minus 10 degrees and 25 means yellow, and orange indicates 25 degrees Celsius, and the red will indicate 50 degrees Celsius. So this is the temperature in our India. So the violet and blue is in Sri Lanka, it means minus 10 degrees, and the yellow and orange in Lucknow, Patna, Kolkata, etc. And the red is Ahmedabad. So this explains us that there are different types of temperature in our India. So my dear friends, I know that you all had understand my topic. So today I am going to tell you about how does temperature vary with latitude. Before going to discuss how temperature vary with latitude, let us know about latitude. What is latitude? Latitude are the imaginary lines that are drawn from east to west on the earth. So the latitude lines are 5, and the longest line of these latitude is known as equator. The equator divides the earth into two equal halves called hemisphere, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The latitude lines runs from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, both north and south. There are 5 lines of the latitude, which you can also see in this picture. The 0 degree line is known as equator, and the 23 of north is known as Tropic of Cancer. Friends, I have a doubt that what is meant by Tropic of Cancer. Is it a disease? Ha ha ha! It is not a disease. It is a line on our earth. And the 23 of south is known as Tropic of Capricorn, and the 66 of north is known as the Arctic Circle, and the 66 of south is known as Antarctic Circle. So these are the lines which are parallel to each other on our earth. These lines are also referred as parallels. So my dear friends, we had understand about latitude. Now we are going to discuss about latitudinal extent of India. The region in the South Pole is totally dependent on the tropical belt of the closer to the equator. This region receives the average higher temperature. So this is one of the reasons why the climate of Kanyakumari is being entirely different from the climate of Delhi and Bhopal. So our India is roughly situated between 8 degrees and 37 degrees north latitude. As we can also see in this picture, our India is divided into two equal halves by the Tropic of Cancer. So this Tropic of Cancer divides the earth into two equal halves, which you can also see in this picture. You can also see in this picture the states that are near to the Tropic of Cancer, and they are Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Sirpur and Mizoram, Aizawl, etc. These are the states which are near to the Tropic of Cancer. Next, we are going to discuss about latitude affects temperature. So my dear friends, that to understand this concept easily, I will tell you in a simple way. That imagine that the earth is a fat man. The earth is a fat man with a fat tummy, got asleep under a tree by reading enjoyable book. So when the man was sleeping, the ants were traveling on the man's stomach. So when the ants were traveling on the man's stomach, the ants on the man's stomach will receive the direct sunlight portion, and the ants beside the man's stomach will receive the less. So as our earth is revolving around the sun for exactly 24 hours, it means it makes a day and a night, 12 hours for the night and 12 hours for the day. So when our earth is revolving around the sun, the half part of our earth will receive the direct sunlight portion and the half will receive the less. By this, we are getting day and night. So our earth is revolving around the sun for 365 days. It means 1 year. So my dear friends, I have a doubt that which shape is our earth? In what shape does our earth is? Our earth is in spherical in shape. The sun's rays are more concentrated at the equator. As the sun is far higher in the sky, concentrate its rays on a smaller area. And as the sun is far lower in the sky, concentrate its rays on a much larger area, since the temperature will stay down. So as you can also see the diagram towards the poles, the sun's ray has much further to travel through the Earth's atmosphere before they reach the Earth and the rays at the equator. So all this makes the areas near the equator to be warmer. So that's why the North Pole of this cold land is more cooler than the south of England. So my dear friends, by this concept we had understand that the areas with low latitude like the equator receives the more direct sunlight, so hotter it is, and the areas with high latitude like the North Pole and the South Pole receives the less sunlight, so cooler it is. So not only this, we can also imagine ourselves. The closer you are to the equator receives the more direct sunlight, so hotter it is, and you are further away from the equator receive the less sunlight, so cooler it is. So my dear friends, I think that you had understand how our earth is revolving around the sun and what we are getting by the revolution of the sun. So now we are going to discuss about the zones. What are the three main climate zones? So based on the heat received by the sun, the earth is divided into 3 equal zones. They are polar zone, tropic zone, temperate zone. Each climate zone's name each deal with how much direct sunlight it receives. Latitude lines are used to determine each zone. So my dear friends, now we are going to discuss about polar zone. What is polar zone and where it is located? The polar zone is an area that lies between the Arctic Circle and between the Antarctic Circle in the south. So as you can also see in this picture. So the polar zone is located, neither it is near to the equator and neither it is in the middle latitude. It is present near the poles. That's why it is one of the reasons why the areas near the polar zone are more cooler than the south pole. So let us see what is the climate and what the area near the polar zone. The polar zone gets indirect sunlight all along year. Coolest temperature of all these climate zones. In the polar zone, winters are cool, dark and cold. In the summer, very short. So as you can also see in this picture, the polar zone is totally covered with ice. Next, we are going to discuss about Tropic Zone. Tropic Zone is an area that lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the north and between the Antarctic Circle and the Tropic of Cancer in the south. So the Tropic Zone is present near the equator. Let us see what is and where is the climate and how is the climate in the Tropic Zone. So my dear friends, look at this picture. What you are observing, the Tropic Zone receives a direct sunlight and the Tropic Zone have the temperature high almost along the year, and this Tropic Zone is also present near the equator, and the land in this Tropic Zone will be desert or rainforest, which you can also see in this picture. In this picture, the Tropic Zone have a desert or a rainforest, and the Tropic Zone is present in the middle latitude and near to the equator. So my dear friends, I think you had understood about polar zone, Tropic Zone. So now we are going to discuss a final zone, that is Temperate Zone. So the area that lies between the Arctic Circle and the Tropic of Cancer and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the south. So my dear friends, you can also see in this map. In this map, the temperate zone is present in the middle latitude. So first we have discussed about polar zone. Polar zone is present in the poles and the tropic zone is present near the equator, and this temperate zone is present in the middle latitude, which you can also see in the picture. Let us see about temperate zone. So my dear friends, look at this picture. Indirect sunlight gets but receives more direct sunlight than the polar zone, and the temperate zone is present in the middle latitude, which we had already discussed. And in the temperate zones, there are 4 seasons, and they are summer, warm or hot, and the winter, cool to cold. So my dear friends, these are the reasons why some areas are cool and some areas hot. So we have discussed about polar zone, tropic zone and temperate zone. So my dear friends, let us see. Now we are going to discuss about other factors affecting temperature. Friends, I have a doubt that does other factors will also affect temperature? Yes, other factors will also affect the temperature in many ways. So, which we are going to discuss today, they are day length affects temperature, atmospheric obstructions affects temperature, land water affects temperature, land affect temperature, our atmosphere transfer heat, and as well as our ocean transfer heat. So these are the 5 factors which we are going to discuss today. In first of them, we are going to discuss about day length affects temperature. How does the day length will affect temperature? To understand this, I have a doubt that why the nights in the summer are very short and the days in the summer are very long, why it is, and in the winter, why the nights are very long but the days are very short, why it is? It is because of the temperature also affects the day length. So when our earth is revolving around the sun, the half part will receive direct sunlight and the half part will receive less. By this we are getting day and nights. And by this picture and by these seasons we had understand that day length will also affect the temperature in many ways. Next we are going to discuss about atmospheric obstructions affects temperature. I have a doubt that how atmospheric obstructions affects temperature. To understand this concept easily, I would like to tell an example which we are doing and as well as seeing in our daily life. So my dear friends, take a sheep of a hair. Take a hair of a sheep and keep that hair of a sheep under the sun for exactly 12 hours. Whenever we keep the hair of a sheep under the sun for exactly 12 hours, what will happen to that hair of a sheep? So, the hair of a sheep will totally change its color and it will be totally burnt. It changes its color into black. So, as we are throwing small particles on our earth in our daily life, when we are throwing, the sun's rays are protecting our earth, because they will help our earth to be totally burnt, that hair of a small particles, etc. So by this, when our suns will help, and also the sun will make the unless global warming to our earth, it will protect our earth. And by these atmospheric obstructions, the clouds also change its color and its size. It changes its colors into dark and its size into large. So clouds can be blocked light and heat from reaching the surface, causes a drop in temperature. So my dear friends, I think you would understand this concept easily. Atmospheric obstructions affects temperature. Am I right? Yes friends. Next we are going to discuss about land effect on temperature. Is it true friends that land will also affect temperature? Yes, land will also affect the temperature in many ways, as you can also see in this picture. What you are seeing in this picture? In this picture you are seeing the camels, right? Mostly the camels were present where? In the Rajasthan. And why the Rajasthan? And from why the Rajasthan is covered with desert. The Rajasthan will receive the direct sun rays, so hotter it is. As you can see in this picture, the camels are there. So the camels are mostly present in the Rajasthan state in our India. Land effects on temperature. In the north of Switzerland, the land is very cool, and in the land of desert, the land is very hot. This proves us that land affects temperature. Not only this, in the all seasons, the land affects the temperature in many ways. It may be cool or it may be hot. Next, we are going to discuss about water effect on temperature. I have a doubt, friends, that which water you will use to take a bath in the summer season. Hot water, and as well as in the summer season you take cool water bath, and as well as in the winter which water you use to bath? Hot water. So what you have to understand here? Water effects on temperature. So as our water effect on temperature, we need different water like hotness and the coolness of the water. Water affects its temperature on many ways. For example, in the summer the water is very hot. That's why it is evaporating fastly, and by that evaporation we are getting rain sometime in the summer season also, and as well as in the winter season the water is very cool. After the water is very cool, it also makes the land to be cool. So I think friends, you would understand water effects on temperature. Because of water's ability to absorb heat, store it and release it later, the oceans of our earth have an important role in helping the moderate earth's temperature. So this proves us that water affects on temperature. So now we are going to discuss about our atmosphere transfer heat. How our atmosphere transfer heat? Our atmosphere transfer heat in many ways. So as you can see in this picture, there are two women. To understand these atmospheric obstructions effect or this atmosphere transfer heat, I will tell you in a simple way. Go to a beach in a summer season. What you will observe? The hot breezes or the warm breezes coming near to you. And as well as go near to a beach in winter season. What will you observe? You will observe that the cool breeze is coming, right? When the cool and hot breeze is coming, our atmosphere transfer heat in many ways. The cooler area wants attract, while the warmer area push towards an attempt to cool itself down until a perfect balance reaches everywhere. So my dear friends, I would like to say you an example which I had done. So in the summer season, I feel very hot and very sweaty, right? When I go near to the fan or AC or cooler, how I will feel? I will feel the heat is releasing from my body. So the releasing of the heat is proof that our body also transfers heat. In many ways, it transfers our heat from our body. So like this, our atmosphere transfer heat and as well as our body also transfer heat. So my dear friends, I would like to say about atmosphere transfer heat and as well as our oceans transfer heat. Our oceans transfer heat in many seasons. There are 6 seasons in our India, right? They are winter, summer, rainy, autumn, spring and monsoon. These are the 6 seasons in our India. So the oceans transfer heat in many ways. In these seasons, it transfers heat in the cooler way or it in hotter way. So this also proves that every part of our India will affect the temperature in many ways. So finally friends, I would like to conclude my topic. So the conclusion of my topic is one of the primary factors affecting the unequal heating of the Earth's atmosphere is latitude, and the places nearer the equator are most warmer than those near to the poles. And the areas with low latitude like the equator receives the direct sunlight, so hotter it is, and the areas with high latitude like the North Pole and the South Pole receives the less sunlight, so cooler it is. And I would also like to conclude that every part of our India and every part of our Earth will receive the temperature. In every area, the temperature will be different. So, I would like to thanks to our Secretary Sir R.S. Praveen Kumar Sir Garu and our RCO Madam Ananta Lakshmi Madam Garu and our ARCO Sir Anand Reddy Sir Garu and our Principal Sir U. Ganganna Sir Garu and our Science Teacher V. Kavita Madam Garu and all the teachers and all my friends who had supported me and who had encouraged me in this way. Thanks to one and all for encouraging me. Bye, TSWREIS.